we see Michael Walters play this weekend, and could it be on Thursday night?
Very succinct, no.
No chance.
No, he trained yesterday. I wasn't here. I flew over for Sydney Hawthorn to have a look, and yeah, he's training well. So yeah, he's progressing, but yeah, he's got probably a couple of weeks. So.
Luke McPharlin, St Kilda game, you took him off early. Was that precautionary? Was there a problem? Will he play this week?
Yeah, he trained yesterday. We're really confident he'll play. I think, did we send him on the bench at the end? Did we?
Yeah.
Last quarter, did he play the whole last quarter off the bench, or sit on the bench the last quarter?
Is that what? Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, okay. So no, he'll. His scan was all clear. He was just a bit tired. We're getting smacked, so it was a bit of a pointless exercise. But yeah, he trained. Yeah, so yeah, we're planning for him to train well and play well.
So is that 4 or 5 changes? Would it be? Do you think?
Well, I think I've moved it up to 6. So yeah, well, we've got 3 certain inclusions, which is Sandilands, Hill and Ballantyne. So then from there, there's a few others to look at. Ibbotson.
Ross, you've had a fair bit of time now to work out maybe what went wrong at Etihad. Have you identified anything in particular? Yeah,
lots of things. Yeah, so effort was we've really had our review and moved on. We've certainly analysed the game and reviewed and took some learnings out of it. There were so many things. It was all areas really, but it's predicated on work rate. So we've certainly. The big lesson is, it's about preparation and, preparing thoroughly and bringing great effort, and then that underpins your performance. So certainly St Kilda outworked us, had high levels of intensity for longer periods. So look, that's been addressed. The assistant coaches and the senior players took training yesterday. I wasn't here yesterday. I was flying back from Melbourne. So yeah, they sound like they've had a good week, good review. Yeah, it's all done, and we're planning for Carlton. We're playing some pretty good footy. We've got 3 tall forwards. Obviously, Waite's in good form. Kaz Bolton, Henderson. Judd, Murphy and Gibbs are up and about. Carazzo, my return. Kurnow's a really good run with player. And they're getting a lot of bounce out the back, aren't they, with Doherty, Simpson and Yaron's playing really good footy, and they've got Tui. So Jamison, Wood comes in, takes an opportunity. So we understand, and as Mick said, their best has been very, very good against quality teams. So Mick knows Subiaco really well. So yeah, we're preparing for a fierce battle. It's a really important game, obviously.
But putting my question another way, and you'll pardon me if I phrase it this way, you couldn't possibly play 2 bad games in a row, could you?
Well, you can. Anything's possible, but the aim is not to. So anything's possible. We could play 5 bad games in a row, but our really front of the mind focus is our training session tomorrow, our last session, where we'll aim to prepare, in an elite manner, and then have our preview meetings, and we'll have match committee later today, and we'll bang through. So yeah, we're focused on preparation. We don't focus on outcomes and results as much as that's what we're after, but focusing on them doesn't get you to achieve what you want to in this business, or in any business really. It's about what do we need to do to give ourselves our best chance. So we find that it's about preparation and preparing to play our best football.
Did you need to get stuck into the players, Ross, to re-motivate them?
No, I never motivate players. I certainly guide them and navigate them and hold them to account to the standards that are required. But our group's a really self-directed, motivated group, and I'm there to just check them and realign them to what they stand for and how they go about their footy in these times. So look, it's not what we're after, but we acknowledge that, and we acknowledge that we're beaten by a better team. So that's the first point of improvement, and then looking at where did we go wrong, and we feel like we've done that, but talk's cheap. We need to get it done.
What sort of messages do you think some of the results over round 18 have sent to top 4 and top 8 aspirants?
I don't know. The only message is I know it's a brutal competition and anyone can beat anyone. I think we said at the start of the year it's a very even competition. I think it's even to 10 teams now, but the teams, the lower reaches are really, GWS could have beaten Geelong. We got beaten by St Kilda. There was some results that are really stretching people. So the message that we talk about is the same. It's you can't take anything for granted in this game. Everything you get, you got to earn. So just reinforce that.
Do you sort of set any kind of objective for the last 5 games, or is it purely with Carlton going?
No, it's my immediate objective. I never set long-term goals.
You don't aim in blocks?
Never have, never will. Don't believe in it. But each to their own. So the objective we got is to have a really strong, sharp training session tomorrow.
Is it fair to say that of not concern, but most of your focus could be about your tall defenders, the way they got beaten against St Kilda, and the fact you'll come up against Sydney and probably Hawthorn, who've got some good forwards?
I wouldn't have thought our tall defenders have been a worry at all. I think they were the outcome. No one could defend what come down on the weekend. Good, David Dent's there. I don't think he would have stopped it. So Jeff Southby, Bruce Dool, put them all in there. They would have goals kicked on them. So we all know it's about pressure up the field. And I think Sydney Hawthorn, they're talking about how did Hawthorn get on top in the end. In the end, they work their way on top of the midfield battle. So it's about we're a total team. You don't rest it with one division.
Did you learn much from watching them? Obviously you did, but was it worthwhile, the trip, to watch those two go to hell?
Yeah, I saw two elite teams. Obviously we're playing Hawthorn a couple of weeks. It's a good opportunity. Don't get to do that much. It was a really high quality game. Yeah, there's some great teams out there.
Did you watch that thinking we've still got a bit to do to reach the standard set by those two teams?
Yeah, I didn't really... I haven't had that internal conversation with myself. I just went there to observe a few things that I thought was important and, they're for me to know. And, so it's about learning and seeing what... Clearly them, Hawthorn and Geelong are in the top three, and we're all chasing them a little bit at the minute. So on the evidence, we've got a long, long way to go because St Kilda beat us, so we've got a bit of work to do.
There's a bit of chat amongst fans and the media that perhaps Silva and Morabito might be the two players you might have to make.
Yeah, I think that's what makes our game great. Monday's experts, and we'll sit around and have a beer and talk about ins and outs, and that's the interest of the game. And but from mine, it's really unfair to single out individuals. So we'll have match committee. Clearly, those two players will be under pressure, you would think.
Is it handy having that depth to put the players kind of on their toes and fighting for their spot?
Didn't work last week.
There were a few players out last week, but you got.
Yeah, but the depth you're talking about come in, didn't it?
Yeah. Just globally there's a push now, a little bit of a push for perhaps a red card scenario in the AFL on the back of Cox being knocked out. And
yeah. Well, maybe we could bring the offside rule in as well and just complete the change.
Have you given it much thought, though, or is it something?
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, I think the game's it's never been played in better spirit, and I think the ultimate test of that are grand finals. I haven't seen a bloodbath there for a long, long time. So I think played within the spirit, it's really hard and fair. And I can only talk from my own experiences. It's I think wouldn't be an overreaction, would it?
Just back on McPharlin, Ross, are you mindful of his injury woes and his age in the run to
Not
September?
particularly. Really, since I've been here, Luke's really only had the one injury, which is the back end of last year, that calf. So he's always returned in magnificent condition. He's improved his time trials the whole time, does all the summer, does all the training. That's why he's been able to really improve his footy. I got no doubt in my time here, he's been a better player from when I've walked in the door. I've been fortunate that he's been able to continue to grow and improve. The only constant thing in AFL footy is change and improvement. You're either getting better or you're going backwards. You never stay the same. So Luke's been able to be one that's improved, and we're confident with him training. Confidence comes from action, so he'll feel good about himself. And he's been nothing but supportive and embracing of me in particular since I walked through the door. So I've got full faith in Luke.
He's not going to last forever, though. Would you sort of consciously chase a James Frawley type player?
Not something I talk about. List management. Would I? I can't speak for myself. We have a list management. We certainly don't. First point, no one lasts forever. We're all passing through. The graveyard's full of irreplaceable players. So, but we're happy to grow our own, and at the right time we pursue free agency. But it's my sole focus is on the game this week and the team this week. I can't indulge speculative stories on free agents, to be fair.
Would you think that he would be stung, Luke McPharlin, stung by getting taken to the cleaners by Reece Stanley, though? You probably didn't even see that coming.
As I said, I think it was a whole team performance. And to be frank, I've moved on. I'm here to talk about Carlton game. St Kilda game's dead and buried. I believe in Luke. Those that don't, well, that's fair enough. You're entitled to your own opinion. But I believe in Luke.
Just on Carlton, do you think they're a better side than their record this year shows?
Well, you are where you are, but their best is very, very good. And at elite level sport, you don't have to be off march to lose. So if you're down on your best by 1 or 2%, you're going to get beaten. So we're going to have to play at our very, very best to get over the top. And if we relent, they'll come over the top of us. So our aim is to not relent.